Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be retelling the Chinese creation myth. Long, long ago, not in a land before time, but time before land, there was nothing in the universe except an enormous egg-shaped entity. Inside this egg are the complete mess of opposite forces of yin and yang. But over the time, the interactions between various substances and energies eventually conceived a being, a shaggy, horned giant named Pangu. Pangu took a slumber for 18 years and grew. One day, he suddenly awoke. He opened his eyes, but saw nothing but pitch blackness. He strained his ears, but heard only a nerving silence. Pangu found his dreary surroundings highly disturbing. So, the flustered Pangu conjured a magical axe and landed upon the egg a mighty chop. The egg split into two with a thunderous crack. Slowly, yin and yang began to separate. Everything dark and heavy sank down to form the earth, and the rest that was light and clear drifted up to form the heavens. But Pangu was anxious that the halves would close up again, and so he stood between the two halves just to keep them apart. With each passing day, the sky rose 10 feet farther above him. The earth thickened 10 feet below him, and Pangu himself grew 10 feet just to keep up with the growing expanse and hold on. It was a lonely and strenuous job. This toil the conscientious giant endured for another 18,000 years, until he was certain that the realms were finally stabilized. Then, with a great crash, Pangu lay down and died.
An ultimate sacrifice. As the weary Pangu collapsed, a miraculous transformation took place. His final breath turned into winds and clouds, his voice into rumbling thunder. His left eye blazed into the sun, and the right eye gleamed into the moon. His hair and beard became stars of the Milky Way. His limbs and hands and feet transformed into great mountains, and the blood running through his veins into flowing rivers. The flesh converted into fertile farmlands, his bones turned into precious gems, and his teeth and nails became lustrous metals. The hair on his skin burgeoned into lush vegetation, and the sweat from his extended labors fell as rainwater for the mortal world. Some say that Pangu's spirit never ceased, but turned into humans, which accounts for the ancient Chinese belief that humans are the soul of all matter. Pangu sacrificed his life to create the world and its body to enrich and beautify it. Now the skies are graced with luminous celestial bodies, the earth contoured by great mountains and rivers, and flora and fauna galore. And Pangu, the giant god, who came out of an egg, is nowhere, yet everywhere to be found. And that is the end of the creation myth by Chinese mythology.
Legend of White Snake. Once upon a time, a white snake and a green snake who had magical power in the mountain army had transformed into two beautiful young ladies, one white, one green. They met a man named Shushan at the west lake of Hangzhou City. The white snake fell in love with Shushan at first sight. They got married soon after that. The Lady White helped her husband to open a medicine store by writing the prescriptions. Patients unable to pay were given free treatment and medicine. The store quickly became well known and popular. One day, a monk called Fahai saw the couples and warned Shushan that his wife was a white snake. It was during the Dragon Boat Festival when Chinese families liked to decorate the calamus and Chinese mugwort around the house and drink wine to drive away spirits. This was too dangerous to Lady White and Lady Green, since they were spirits after all. Lady White was pregnant at that time and her magical power had weakened a lot. She tried to drink wine to please her husband. Unfortunately, she could not control herself and turned into her snake body in her bedroom. Shushan saw the white snake and was literally scared to death. In order to save her husband's life, Lady White went to steal the resurrection grass on the Kanlan mountain. She failed, but her true love won the resurrection grass and the life of Shushan was restored.
Susian remembered Fahai and went to the Golden Mountain Temple to see him. Fahai suggested Susian become a monk to forget his wife. Fahai could take care of the spirits. Lady White asked a great army of underwater creatures for help and brought forth a flood over the Golden Mountain Temple to fight with Fahai. Fahai had the magical power too and asked the heavenly soldiers to save his temple. Since the Lady White was pregnant, she was too weak to fight harder. She gave up the battle and waited for the time after giving birth. Susian went to see his son and carried a magical hat from Fahai for his son. The magical hat captured the white snake. Fahai imprisoned the white snake inside the Thunder Pagoda. The green snake was unable to fight Fahai alone. She escaped and practiced her magical power even harder. When the son of Lady White, Sushilin, grew up, she told him about the story of his mother. Sushilin took revenge by destroying the Thunder Pagoda and rescued White Snake. In the end, White Snake reunited with her husband and her son.